There is something that is worth knowing about the sources of Shakespeare. We may suppose that Shakespeare knew more than we think. I'll give you 3 examples. Each example is more complicated and more puzzling than the former. The first example is very simple. It's a quotation of the Divine Comedy, of the Divina Commedia of Dante. We find this quotation in Hamlet. It is a very precise quotation that no one, as long as I know, has noticed up to now. These are the words of Hamlet, the very famous words of Hamlet. And thus the native hue of resolution is cycled over with a pale cast of thought, and enterprises of wit and moment, with disregard the currents turn awry and lose the name of action. Let's look at Dante. L'anima tua è da viltade offesa, la qual molte fiate l'uomo ingombra, sì che d'onrata impresa lo rivolve, come falso veder bestia quando ombra. Let's have a look more closely. Onorata impresa. Enterprises of great bit and moment is the same concept. Onorata impresa is honorable enterprise. Enterprise of great bits and moment. But the most interesting is the verb lo rivolve, that in the language of Dante means turns away. And we find here turn awry. Here we have the viltade, the cowardice. And here we found thus conscience does make cowards of us all. It's not a very complicated problem, as I was telling you. Maybe that John Florio, a close friend of Shakespeare, a teacher of Shakespeare, explained to him the second canto of the Divina Commedia. Maybe he translated for Shakespeare some verses of the second canto, and Shakespeare fell in love with these verses. It's very likely, as I was saying, it is not so complicated. The next examples will be much more problematic.